Back in January, North Van student Grace Haines was an active, ambitious teen on the go. The self-confessed fitness addict could lift more than twice her body weight. She was perfecting her backhand flip at circus school, and she liked to run. On January the 25th, she took a break from studying to go for a run. Minutes later, she was the victim of a devastating hit-and-run accident. Spotted by a Good Samaritan, Grace was rushed to LGH emergency.
We got the phone call from Lionsgate at about 10:47 in the evening, and it just felt different than a sprained ankle or Grace is fatally allergic to peanuts. So we've had a call from Lionsgate before with anaphylactic shock, but this one felt a bit different. We arrived at the emergency room. The swing nurse, I think, or the shift nurse or the charge nurse named Art met us at the front door, which also felt different, and they let us into a small room where they asked us to wait, and my husband and I looked at each other and said we're really scared. They intubated her. They were able to stabilize her. She went up to the ICU. She had an MRI that morning, so that would be the morning of January 26th, and she needed an immediate craniotomy, and that was done by Dr. Sajpal.
Never let a neurosurgeon cut your hair, because not gonna lie, Savage Paul, right? He did a really good job with the brain surgery. Like, I'm totally good. I can snap on my left hand too, not paralyzed. But he just kind of shaved this side off. It's like a little sad. I was like, oh, I miss the hair. But like, the life-saving made it all worth it.
The staff there were exceptional. They were compassionate, but extremely professional. They are very, very good at expectation management. They never made any promises about Grace's prognosis. But they were also very encouraging. Grace would kind of brighten up every day as she came off of the sedative. And they were also very, very kind, and they were telling us what all the tubes were. We did the daily tour of the tubes that were coming out of her, and they told us what everything was for and what they were doing to her, because they were initially doing checks on her every hour for neuro checks, like yelling at her, screaming, pushing her hand, tickling her feet, and all that kind of stuff. So it's very comforting to me as a parent to know what someone's doing to my kid whilst they're incapacitated with a whole bunch of stuff down their throat.
Grace spent more than 2 weeks in the LGH ICU and several days in the neurocritical care unit before being moved to the Sunny Hill Health Centre at BC Children's for intensive rehab.
Well, every day, like, I woke up and then I had 4 to 5 rehabs a day. And they're always pretty fun. Like, the rehab therapists, they like tried their best to make it a fun time, and it always was.
We would come home and there would be so many casseroles and flowers and cards, and we got carved out, and we eventually just said, you know, if you want to make a difference, you could either hashtag lifting for Grace and do something physical, because Grace, as she said, fitness addict, always very fit, always very strong. So Chris, her dad, my husband, started a hashtag lifting for Grace. And then we also encouraged people to donate to the Lionsgate Hospital Foundation, because of course Grace was on a respirator for many days, and it was a scary time, but we were so grateful that they have skilled staff and the tools and equipment to be able to support someone in such a critical stage of care. We have been assigned an occupational therapist who will assemble a team for Grace. Grace still needs a speech-language pathologist. She still needs to do some physiotherapy to smooth out her walking on the left-hand side. And then I believe we're also going to use a kinesiologist as well.
But hopefully, fingers crossed, that in speech therapy they help fix my voice, because it sounds like I'm a smoker now. I swear I'm not a smoker, but it just sounds like it from the breathing tube.
Before the accident, Grace had a 100% grade average and was planning to study engineering. But on the advice of her care team, her university plans are on hold as she continues her remarkable recovery.
Yep, I got accepted into all the universities I applied to, so like that's pretty good. But like I would study all the time, like nonstop. I have enough credits to graduate. I just have to do one more class, and then I'm going to take chemistry online in the summer, because I have to have chemistry to get into my program. But then other than that, I'm good.
Well, I guess on behalf of our family, we wish to thank everyone at Lionsgate Hospital, particularly the staff of the ICU. The ICU care was just incredible. The most amazing nursing I've ever seen, the most compassionate care I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I can stand letting stuff like this. So like that's pretty good.
To date, donors have raised more than $45,000 in honor of Grace.